Hi everyone, so if you want to watch the live version of this video, please head on over to my Facebook page, which is called Coach Marianne Hanson. And if you're watching for the first time, my name is Marianne Hanson. I'm a confidence and self-worth coach. I work with women around their confidence and self-esteem issues. And something I want to talk about is something that actually affects all aspects of someone who has low confidence, low self-esteem, and that is effective communication in your relationships. Although I'm focusing on partnerships, intimate relationships, this can actually apply to any relationship you have, whether it's family, friends, because communication actually affects many people generally. And one of the things that people struggle with the most when it comes to communication is fear of what people will think, fear of how they sound, fear of what they look like when they're saying. They just have a lot of doubt. And if you have doubts about yourself as a person and you don't have confidence, then a lot of it is going to be translated in how you communicate. And if you don't learn to be an effective communicator, a confident communicator, if you don't learn to be assertive, then it is going to affect many aspects of your lives. So some people fear when they're in a relationship, they're fearful of what their partner will think about them. So we all sometimes get into a relationship and we get to know the person, and then things are going really well, and an issue crops up and we don't want to rock the boat. We don't want to be seen as, why is she turning into this person that I didn't think she was, or I didn't see this aspect of her, I don't like her anymore. We want to be liked, so what we do is we don't communicate how we're feeling. Some people have doubts about how they sound. Do I sound like I'm moaning too much? Do I sound stupid with what I'm saying? When I communicate, do I pause too much? Do I sound like an idiot? That can hold people back. Also, if you've had messages from your past about how you should communicate, then that can creep in as well. Your mother might have said to you, you talk too much. Your previous partner might have said, you're stupid, you are. I'm tired of having conversations with you. You never know what you're going on about. You should learn how to speak properly. No one listens to what you've got to say. You're stupid anyway. Your views are worthless. All of those things can come into play when you're in a relationship, and they can affect how you communicate. So being more effective in your communication will take you further in life. It's worth working on, because if you don't learn how to communicate with everyone, that includes your boss, your family, the stranger on the street, and that's kind of with me when I do the work with confidence in my coaching. I'll start with little steps. I might ask someone to, if they're standing at the bus stop or train station, start up a conversation with a complete stranger, see how you feel when you're at the cashier's till, when you're running up your food, when you go shopping. Start talking to the cashier. If it starts small, it will build your confidence. You'll realise that no one is judging you on what you're saying. People do want to listen to what you have to say, but you're doing it more for you, so you can say, I started this conversation and it felt okay. Nothing bad happened as a result of it. So I'm going to give you 4 tips. Tip number 1, and this is about communicating in your relationships, is if you're going to do a heart-to-heart or a serious talk, you need to prepare in advance. Now that might not mean you're writing a big speech, you're writing a big letter. You may want to write a letter and hand that over to the person, but you may just want to prepare mentally. You're going to prepare what you need to say, what the outcome is that you would like, what's going to happen if this person triggers you or if things don't go the way you want them to go. Some people call it going left. Things started off one way and then they started to go left. How are you going to handle it? You might have in your head a strategy is, I'm going to walk away. That means you have to stick to it. So if you prepare in advance, it means there's less chance of things just escalating, because anytime we sit down with someone and we don't really know what we're going to say, we don't really know what we want, we don't know what the agenda is, those types of conversations, when there's already issues, can lead to just an escalation, arguments and disagreements. Number 2 is to be authentic, be open, listen as well as speaking, and don't be defensive. So whenever we come from a place of communication, when we're in defensive mode, it means we're waiting for that person to attack us and we're on the defensive. We're waiting to come back at them. It also means if we're not listening because our defences are up, we're just waiting to speak. So you have to practice and learn how to listen. I've had to do that as a counsellor, a social worker and a coach. I've had to work on my listening skills, but we also have to learn how to let our guard down. When someone is speaking, we might not always want to hear what they've got to say. We might not always feel good about what they've got to say. But if it's someone you're in a relationship with, they're giving you valuable feedback, you can either decide that it's not true and it's nothing to do with me and I don't accept it, or you can say I'll listen to this feedback and I'll do something about it, or I'll take it on board and I'll go away and think about it. But you don't have to be defensive and be attacking the person. So good communication means that you're able to listen and you're able to communicate as well. Number 3 is about getting to the point. Be specific, be clear, and communicate in as little detail, but with lots of clarity. I had to say this to someone recently. I said that you're not very succinct in what you're saying. So when you ask someone a direct question, or when you're trying to explain something, the person needs to understand what you're saying. And also when you ask a question, you need to understand what the answer is. So this might take a lot of practice as well, but you need to learn how to be clear and succinct, especially with your partner. So an example would be, I'm not happy because we don't spend enough time together. That's the issue. Then you say, I feel hurt or sad about this and because I miss you. So you're saying how you feel. Then thirdly, you're going to put an action. How about if I come home every Friday at 6 and we do something at that time? Or what do you think about the situation? Or how about if we look at planning a date night every week? So you're giving the person, first you're telling the person what the issue is, then you're saying how it affects you, and then you're giving them options. Either you're going to take action, or you're asking them if they want to take action, or should we do it as a team? So if you communicate in that way, most times people will accept that, because you're not blaming the person, you're not saying it's their fault. Whereas a lot of people communicate by saying, I'm doing too much, I'm doing too much childcare, housework, you're not helping, why are you not helping me, this isn't going to work, and blah, blah, blah. But all they're hearing is blame and criticism. They're not hearing solutions, they're not hearing why it's affecting you. So that's how you can turn things around, but being confident enough to say, this is really how I feel about this. And the final one is to have an outcome in mind, what you want to achieve from the discussion, but also be flexible. Don't have a fixed outcome that says you have to be right, that you have to gain this from the discussion. But at the same time, recognise that just because you want something to change or something to be different, the other person might not even be aware of that, or they might not want that. So you need to have compromise. So a confident person knows what they want, but also accepts that sometimes they can't have what they want. So they're looking for a solution that will compromise both of you. Because as a team, if you're a team in a relationship, you want there to be balance. You want you both to be happy. You don't want yourself to be happy and you don't care what your partner thinks. You don't want them to always be getting their own way. You want balance. So you can confidently communicate that to someone, then you're winning, you're both winning. So I hope you found this video useful. Please feel free to like, to share, and to subscribe to my channel. Thank you to all my new subscribers. And as I've said, you can head on over to my Facebook page, which is called Confidence Coach. I think it's called Marianne Hanson Confidence Coach. And yes, thank you for watching. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.